Romans 11:34, for who hath known the mind of the Lord, who hath been his counselor? For who hath known the mind of the Lord, or who hath been his counselor? You know, it always concerns me when someone comes across like they have all the answers for everything. I've relayed this to you before, but when I was younger, I used to listen to John MacArthur on the radio, and I was in my car one day, and I was listening to him, and I said to my wife, I said, is there anything that he doesn't know? Is there anything he doesn't know? Because John MacArthur came across like he was all in all, like he had the answers for everything. You know? There are those people out there that think they have all the answers on eschatology. They can tell you all the orders of events, everything that's going to happen, all of the spiritual implications around everything. And I'm here to tell you, we don't know it all. You know? There's some things that have not been revealed. And Romans 11:33, oh, the depths of the riches both of the wisdom and knowledge of God, how unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past finding out. For who hath known the mind of the Lord, who hath been his counselor, who hath first given to him, and it shall be recompensed unto him again? For of him, and through him, and to him are all things, to whom be glory forever. I can tell you I'm 72 years old, and there's many, many things that have happened in my life that I don't understand why God ordained to happen. You know, and when they happen, I ask, why, God? Why? Why did this happen? Why did you ordain this happen? There are those out there that believe that everything can be reduced to cause and effect. The reason this happened is because this happened. Well, let me tell you the reason it happened, because God ordained that it happened. The Bible says to us, in him we live and move and have our being. Now, people don't want to hear this because it takes the control and power out of their hands. You know? I know this guy that told me that everything can be explained. He says you can explain everything just by logical deduction. He said, back to the cause and effect thing. He said, and he said you can prevent all catastrophes by planning things out so that the catastrophe won't happen. Reminds me of Satan when he said, I will arise and be as God. That's a direct violation of Isaiah 26:12. Lord, thou wilt ordain peace for us, for thou also hast wrought all our works in us. And you say, oh, Larry, you're just trying to get out of responsibility. You're just trying to get out of being accountable. Well, my experience has been some of those people that seem to be the most responsible people have the greatest amount of catastrophes in their life. Why is that? Look at Job. The scripture says he was perfect in all his ways, acknowledging God. Did his perfection get him out of the catastrophes that he faced? No, they did not. Who hath known the mind of God, or who hath, being his counselor, taught him? People say, well, God is going to restore the nation of Israel. Well, I don't believe that he's going to restore the nation of Israel based upon my understanding of Scripture. In 70 A.D., he destroyed the temple. Not one stone was left on another. And you know what? It ushered in the new covenant. The new covenant is spiritual Israel, God's covenant to his people, not his covenant to a vile, filthy nation. You know? The reinstitution of animal sacrifices is an abomination and an absolute blasphemy against the atonement of Christ. Recently, Netanyahu, if he's still alive, I don't know, but he supposedly said that this war in Iran is going to usher in their Messiah. Well, I've got news for Benjamin Netanyahu. The Messiah has already come. He's already died on a cruel and rugged cross for his people, and he's seated in the right hand of God, making intercession for his people, and he's coming again for his people. Well, that's kind of what's on my mind this morning. Who hath known the mind of God?